Welcome to the 2350 Effect. Meet the Presenters Week. Effect starts now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2350 Effect. I am your co-host, Damian Kinsey. I'm the co-creator of the 2350 Network, the 2350 Effect, and I'm also the co-collaborator of the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit, which is coming up soon. And I like to tell people it's like this: the network is the cause, and this the effect. And welcome you to the 2350 Effect. And as always, I am joined by my co-collaborator, co-host of the summits in the 2350 network, Dr. Tanya Farron. Dr. Farron, introduce yourself and tell them a little bit more about you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Happy Saturday night to you all. I am Tanya Farron. I am the owner of Creative Living Ideas, which also powers the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit and the 2350 Network and this 2350 Effect show, along with my co-collaborator this way, Damian Kinsey, super great friend and collaborator, just having a ton of fun together, creating amazing events for people and just really getting people connected to other people. So this has just been an amazing, incredible time together.
It has been an amazing and incredible time, and it even gets more amazing and incredible because we've been here 7 straight days. We've had 20-something odd presenters. Man, 20, right? 20 presenters including us.
Yes.
We have 6 more to go. And tonight we have more guests, and tomorrow we have more. But without further ado, let's just bring our guest up and have this conversation. Our first guest is a financial expert, a financial literacy expert, a tax leader, a marketing director, strategic accountant. Please welcome Paulette Earl to the 2350 Effect. Paulette, welcome. All right.
Well, we're waiting on Paulette to connect. Just thank you so much for those of you that are here. Bernardo, thank you for being here. Leslie Flowers, thank you so much for being here. And anyone else that is in the audience watching, sometimes you don't make a comment, but we appreciate you watching. If you could make a comment, tell us where you're from. We'd greatly appreciate that. Thanks so much for watching. You can also catch us on YouTube on the Creative Living Ideas channel. That link is also in the comments. Are we ready for Paulette? Is she coming up?
While we wait for Paulette, let's talk about our next guest. Our next guest is an author, a coach, an advocate and leader of health, wellness, and fitness. She talks a lot about how do you eat when you don't cook and eat well and eat healthy. She talks about gut health. She talks about a whole lot of things. Please welcome nurse, coach, Lee Forrester to the 2350 Effect. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. The privilege.
Thank you. We're so happy to have you. We're glad to have you. And this is going to be an exciting conversation. This is your 3rd summit, your 3rd Meet the Presenter week. No. You're a veteran and an expert of this. We should have had you co-host this week, but, let's think about that next time. Since it was 8 straight days, maybe.
Something to think about.
Yeah. Hey, well, that's what happens when we have these conversations when we do this.
Right.
All right. While Paulette gets situated, we're always going to start off and go into the show must go on, and let's go into exactly what we start off with. If you've been hiding under the rock and not been around the 2350 Effect, we always start with a laugh, a call, or a text. Now, laugh, call, text is this. In the last 7 days, what is that thing that made you either laugh out loud, made the decision to call someone, or made the conscious decision to text someone, or you could have received the text that made you kind of really think about it? And since we've been going on for 7 straight days, our laugh, call, text has been pretty versatile and unique. So I'll probably start with I don't have really a laugh called text, but my thing today was I had the pleasure of doing a live in person with Mauricia. No, not Mauricia. With Felipe, my brain is getting tongue tied. Grace, Marcia, Anna, and Anna's daughter today live and in person, and we streamed it earlier. So that was my live call text because we were communicating with each other all week, getting it together. So shout out to Felipe, Grace, Anna, Anna's daughter Precious, and Marcia.
That's pretty cool. I saw that. I saw that post that went out. That is pretty amazing. I'm excited for you on that. Lee, what's your laugh call or text?
So many. It's so many things. I laugh at pretty much anything, and I usually am trying to the instigator of the laughs and getting the team I'm working with to laugh. And usually I'm not. It's not really a joke. It's just they're laughing at whatever I've just said. But today I didn't have my glasses on. I was scrambling for what funny story should I share? I didn't have my glasses on. I misread a notification on my phone, not uncommon. And it's one of those neighborhood alert things. And somebody said, what I thought it said was, my baby is wandering down the street and is meowing, and it turned out to be that Tabby, not the baby, was wandering down the street meowing. But when I read it, like, why is your baby meowing?
Okay, that is pretty funny. That's kind of like when you would play telephone, right? When you play telephone and you whisper somebody and then you see at the end and you're like, that is not at all what I meant to say. I love that.
Yeah,
that's
that is concerning.
Mostly on the other end of me texting without my glasses on. That usually happens.
Oh my gosh, that's scary too.
I know. I got a funny call from my daughter today who is hiking in the Redwoods National Forest, and she is not my outdoor girl. And so I got a call that said, he's made me hike 6.5 miles. I'm about to die. I told him I needed to eat. And it was pretty funny. And I'm giggling and laughing at her going, well, you're getting fit. Look at you getting in shape and not even trying. And she's like, I didn't want to be in shape. And they're giggling and laughing. And you know, it's always fun to hear your kids having fun, you know, like it brings you joy when your kids are having fun. And so I don't know. It's just, she always makes me laugh.
Oh,
both of my girls do. They have a pretty good sense.
Now Paulette's ready to come to stage. Let's bring Paulette up and see what her laugh cortex is. Paulette, welcome. Okay. Now while Paulette is getting situated, I'd like to introduce our third and final guest. He is no stranger to the summits. The last time we did the summit, the virtual wellness summit, he was on here about 5 out of the 8 days. You know, he kind of helped co-host. Sometimes he is a multiple author, a writer of the spoken word, a poet, literary master. Welcome, Dwight Thompson, to the 2350 Effect. Dwight, this is your first time on the 2350 Effect, but it is not your first time being a part of the summit. Welcome, Dwight. And then we have Paulette. Writer of the spoken word, poet.
Yay.
Literary master. Welcome, Dwight Thompson, to the 2350 Effect. Dwight, this is your first time on the 2350 Effect. It is not your first time.
I think we have a bit of a delay with Paulette. Paulette's got a bit of a delay, it seems like. Welcome, Dwight. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. It looks like Paulette's having some technical difficulties. Hope that she's able to get that figured out to join us. You're muted.
Dwight, what is your laugh cortex? So laugh cortex is that thing in the last 7 days that made you either laugh out loud, call somebody, or text them. Dwight, what is yours for this week?
Mine was someone texted me, hey, how you doing? It's been a while. We are ready to have the interview and please be on time, blah, blah, blah. It was funny to me because I have not applied for an interview for that position, for that company, you know? So I'm like, you know, real country, like, who this, you know? No responses yet. It's been a couple of days. No responses yet.
Let us know if you get the job.
Yes, I will.
Yeah,
The pain free.
let us know. Dwight, how you doing where you at? I know y'all got hit with some rain and weather.
Listen, it's crazy. One of the things I'm very passionate about is hurricane awareness, hurricane prevention. You know, that's a South Florida vibe. And we have Red Cross mobilizing coming down. Fortunately, we are not in that area right now, which is great. However, the infrastructure is so fragile. You know, it takes a couple of inches of rain and everywhere is flooded. But we get them back. You know, folks are just looking forward to the other side of being in Florida, which is wonderful weather and the sunshine and the beaches. You know, so if a little hurricane now and then is the price we pay for paradise, let's go.
That's a good
Love
point.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Great.
that. Dr. Perrin, you want to kick off the questions?
Yes, I want to kick off the questions. I'm going to go kind of backwards. We've talked about this question. I've thought about this question. I want to answer this question differently again. So if you could meet anybody past or current, who would they be and why? And I know we've talked about this, but I've done some thinking on this because I'm changing my answer up a little bit. Been thinking about it. You know, that's a nice thing about, you know, having multiple times to get it right, you know? So who is a person that if you could meet anybody, who would they be, past or current, and why? And a lot of people have been doing both, like past and current. So whatever you would like to add, and either one of you can go, whoever is ready.
I'm going to coach Lee go first.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of anybody specifically, but really maybe I would have liked to have met an ancestor that maybe that's not even very far back, just like a great grandparent, or actually my dad's father, who I never met. He died when he was a boy. So I think I'd just like to go back down the line and see what they looked like, what they had to say, what their story. Life was very different, a different country, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Grandparents have been a big hit. They've been a very big hit, which is amazing. Yes. Dwight, who would your person be?
You know, not to sound cliche, but it would have to be someone like maybe MLK, Martin Luther King Jr., not the original Martin Luther who did the entire reformist movement. And mainly, I would like to speak with him after the I Had a Dream speech. And when he changed his ideology somewhat, and he was more not just about, race, but about people, about Americans, about, how we live as human beings, and just like get deeper into that. Because when you listen to his speeches, you can hear the vision is broader. So I would like to know, like personally, what made him expand and go more broad with the message.
Yes. That is a great, great comment. I love that thought. That's amazing. I don't know if you've been able to go to Washington, D.C. and to see that monument, but I went a few years ago and it is incredible, beautiful, powerful, just really, really incredible, really incredible. Damien, did you get to did you change your who you'd like to meet, past or present?
No, my answers are still the same, but I will give you a third category. I would love to meet Jackie in person. I had a great opportunity of meeting with Felipe today in person, Grace in person, Marcia in person, and it kind of made me think that I definitely need to meet Jackie in person. She would be my individual who's on my third list of people to meet in person. So, and then also, of course, you, Dr. Farron. But I know me and Jackie were supposed to meet up, and it didn't work out. But I'll try to meet Jackie.
It is incredible how you can.
Then I'll meet you next.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. It is incredible how you can talk to people so much, and then all of a sudden you're like, we've never met in person, but we talk almost every day. This week we've talked every day for the last 7 days. So yeah, it is incredible how that can happen. And that is the beauty of technology in that sense. So I did change up my answer. My past person is my grandmother. One of my most favorite people in the whole world was my grandmother. We had an incredible relationship, loved her. And you knew she loved you. There was just no doubt about it. I could talk about her for hours. And I want to say she's a regular person, but she just was incredible. And I would love to spend another day with her. But the other person that I thought present, and I said this last night, like, I don't get wowed by fame. Like when people see a famous person and they get frozen in their tracks, I'm like, they're a regular person. They have a talent or they're incredible in their craft or their skill, but they're a regular person. However, I was thinking about this yesterday as I was watching a cooking show. I love to cook. And when my kids were little, we always followed Rachel Ray. She was really big on the Food Network and Rachel Ray. And I thought, I'd love to meet her. My kids and I, we grabbed her cookbooks. We were cooking in the kitchen together because of her. I would love to sit down and have a chat with her and just have lunch or something with her. I think that would be super fun. So if Rachel Ray's out there listening, tell her to hit me up. I'll meet her somewhere.
I met her on her show. She's hot energy.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's cool. Okay.
Small world.
I know. I do like cooking. That's another thing, which is kind of funny, but we'll talk about that another time. But speaking of food, do you want to go on to the food question, Damien?
Yeah. So speaking of food, we're on the same page with this. Speaking of food, what is that food that you didn't appreciate when you were younger, but you have a fond appreciation for now? Like mine was mixed vegetables as a kid. I didn't really care for it. It would be that thing that I would mix into the TV dinner, into the mashed potatoes, or even the brownie, just so it can have flavor to it. But as an adult, I actually do like mixed vegetables. What's yours for now? Like mine was mixed vegetables as a kid. I didn't really.
So mine, I did think of mine last night. It was dark chocolate. I did not like dark chocolate as a kid. I was like a milk chocolate kind of a kid, but now that I'm older, dark chocolate all the way. That's my only go-to chocolate kind. Yeah. But other foods, I don't know. I said I kind of eat the same things, from when I was a kid to when I am now, but not a lot's changed.
I want to say for me, similar to Damien, in the islands, we have this dish called callaloo, which is a type of greens that you would chop up. You'd add it to soups and to rice and so forth. I would run from that so fast, because it was slimy sometimes and it was a little bitter. I would pick through it. I would eat the rice grains and the shrimp or whatever and just leave the callaloo by itself. Now that I'm older, I'm adding collard greens and callaloo and okra greens and turnip greens to everything I cook. I'm making spinach rice. I'm making pumpkin pie with everything I could think of that's, chopped up in it. I don't even make regular white rice anymore. All my rice has some kind of flavor or color to it. Spanish rice, everything together. So I want to say greens was something I didn't appreciate as a kid, but now as an adult, I'm like, yeah, green is life.
Yeah. I think we're going to Dwight's house for dinner. I want to try some of those combinations. I want to try some of those. Lee, what do you think?
Well, it's funny that Dwight should say that specific food, because my parents are also from the Caribbean and I did not like callaloo, and I did not like dark green vegetables, only light green, but not dark green. Of course, callaloo is dark green. It's part of like the greens family. And on a weekend, on a Saturday off, my mother would make this Caribbean soup, which had the meat and veg and that pot of soup on a Saturday. I was not interested in it at all. And now when I go back there, my mom makes some and I eat it. I'm like, it's actually fine. I wonder why I didn't like it. I think it was just being contrary. Just
the idea as the
idea,
beans.
that it was a texture thing because I had issues with textures. So I pick out the things in it that I was going to eat, but I wasn't going to eat the whole thing with the soup.
Right.
And it was actually a really good hearty meal. I think I was just, being difficult. And I'd see it cooked for dinner and say, "What's for dinner?" And clearly that was for dinner. That's for dinner. Hoping she would say something else.
I've never heard of callaloo.
It's like I think like in soul food here, the greens. What is that green? Is that mustard greens or what is the dark green?
Collard greens.
Collard greens. I think they're all cousins.
Okay. Kale.
Yeah.
Is it like kale?
No.
No.
Oh, it is dark green, but I think it's like the collard green is. I think is basically
okay.
Yeah, related.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a curry pumpkin. I'm gonna have to try some of these things.
Sounds good.
Write down this chat. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So this is just, I'm sorry, Paulette's having such a hard time getting connected. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. I hope she can get connected soon. But we enjoy these conversations, and just getting to know each other on a personal level is so fun. And I know we've had you, Dwight, before, and we've had Lee before, and it's still fun. We still learn something every time about our presenters that are here. And I wanted to talk about this one, since we do, we are on LinkedIn. It's a business platform. What was a big turning point in your career? And it could be any point in your career, where it would be a turning point. I give the example of from the time that I was a teacher until, and we probably all had lots of them, before I became a teacher, there was a turning point to make me become and want that. Then you're a teacher. And then all of a sudden, after 14 years, you're like, this isn't filling my cup anymore. I need to pivot. I need to make a change. So what are examples or a example in your career when you've had to pivot or make a change?
Yeah.
Lee?
For me, I had I'll say it was an upside down, topsy-turvy event that went in my life. And I was already at the edge of hospital nursing. I was really already kind of itchy with that. And so this life event just made me really kind of look at what I was doing. And, I just wasn't happy anymore at all. Mm-hmm. And it was just time. It was very clear it was time to go and step aside and do something else. Still health and wellness related, but it was time. It was just time to make that move and do something more fulfilling.
And you write a little bit. Tell everybody about your book that you've written recently. Speak.
Right, and along the lines of that book came much further on. The book is called Speak, and it's kind of along those lines. It's speaking your authentic life, speaking life over your life, doing the things that you want. Especially as women, we're very good at sometimes just towing the line and going along with things because we're sometimes often very good at that. Mm-hmm. And going for the things that you want and saying what you want and knowing what that is and not being afraid to express yourself and be clear and, seek your happy.
Yep. I've read it. It's a great book.
Thank you.
Great book. Yes, you're welcome. Dwight, your pivot moment or a pivot moment. You're muted. If you're like any of us, you're muted. Unmute.
I haven't. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Damien. Damien has full control. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a puppet on the string. I was saying, I love the fact you mentioned pivot, Dr. Tanya, because that's the title of my book. And I feel like in some ways we all are still pivoting, because what I captured the most in the concept of pivot in my book was no matter where you are, you have to use what you have to find a new direction. Not a 360 because that puts you back in the same direction, but small angles. And for me, it was, I want to say maybe 2018. I mean, there's tons of pivotal moments, but in 2018, when we had a change of leadership and a change of upper management, and in any organization, whenever you have a change of director or leadership, what usually happens, there's some kind of upheaval. Maybe the new person coming in wants to make their mark, or they have a different philosophy, a different way of doing things that they want to leave their imprint or their mark. Because very few times I've noticed someone comes into an organization in a leadership position and let things be. Everyone tries to do something different, even if it's not broken. So for me, one of the things I realized, and the pivotal moment was, I'm good at what I do, and I'm the expert at it. And no matter what, I'm still the one who has to do the bulk of the work. So that was key for me in understanding my role, as a linchpin, as an administrator, that no matter what may happen on the top level, you still got to keep turning the gears, you still got to keep processing paperwork and doing introductions and onboarding, and those things never change. So that was key for me, understanding my role. No matter who's in charge, I'm still me.
Incredible. Thank you for sharing that. I wrote your book down. I forgot. I haven't ordered your book yet. I need to do that. And it's called Pivot, correct?
Well, at this point, there's about 4 of them you'll have to order, but once you pull up Pivot, you'll see all the others too, all in line.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Did you have a pivot point that you wanted to share, Damien?
Life is one big pivot. You continue to move and keep turning. If you're not evolving and you're not growing, you're being stagnant and you're falling behind. I think my biggest pivot point was when I did my internship in high school as a kid, tried to get it done as quick as possible, ended up in social services. I had dreams of doing this, that, and the other thing, and I found my calling, my passion, and my purpose. So I'm thankful for that opportunity that it put me in the path where I'm at, because I'm where I needed to be and belong. So that was the biggest pivot moment in high school, trying to get the hours done and completed. And I found working with kids and families was important.
Yep. That's incredible. Great. All right. You want to talk about the summit? Let's talk about the summit. So, gosh, you guys, we are 5 days, 13 hours, 32 minutes until the summit. It's almost here. I can't believe it. It is. Let's go. It's time to go. And if you haven't got your ticket, you still have time to get your ticket to the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. It is incredible. Again, we have 27 presenters. We have 26 presentations, 2 days virtual for you to attend anywhere that you are. You can attend it, even if you are in another part of the world, because it is recorded. So you'll be able to go back and watch it for up to 2 weeks. Let me show you what you will see once you pull up and you follow the link that Damien will drop in, and the you can either go to the QR code or the link when you are looking at this. It's going to be amazing. Let's see. These are the sessions. Hang on a second here. My share is deciding to freeze up on me here. All right. Let me stop this 1 second.
No worries.
It's a technical kind of night, guys.
Yeah, definitely. No worries at all. Here's the QR code, and here's the opportunity to get the link to the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. It is 26 amazing presenters. 2 of them are here. We have so many different presenters. We have 4 more tomorrow, right? 4 more tomorrow. We've had a whole week, a host of presenters. Jackie Holber is a presenter at the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. Felipe Cofino is a presenter at the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. Leslie Flowers is a presenter at the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. And of course, Lee is a presenter and a veteran of presentation at the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. Dwight's a presenter at the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. You can scan the QR code by using your phone. It'll go to the link. It'll give you all the presentations. It'll be hard to find a presentation that doesn't cover a field of interest that's out there for the summit's concerned. Or you can go to Creative Living Ideas, where it's scrolling underneath your screen. Or you can go into the chat and see this nice big jumble up information that you click with numbers. I know some people don't like numbers, but these are good numbers. When you click on it, it shows you a great thing, which is the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit. 26 presenters, 2 days, 2 people going on every time. And I think we have 29 presentations or events. So, and the great part about it is you do get to keep it for 2 weeks so you can go back. So you can spend time in my room. You can go to Dr. Farron's. You can spend a little time there. You can go for a walk, come back, and then 2 weeks later, on the 13 days later, you can go and find and look at the replay.
Yeah, exactly. My mouse died. I had to charge it. I found out what happened. So I can drive right now if you'd like for me to. So this is what you're going to see. You're going to see the lobby when you come in here. There's a nice little video. There's a lobby chat over here, which is super fun and interactive for the day. You can ask questions. People can drop in links, things like that. You can be connected. This is my homepage because these are the things I'm speaking at. These are the sessions. And I know it might be kind of hard to see, but at the very beginning of every day, we have a let's get started, 20 minutes, hang out, have some coffee, talk to presenters, make sure everybody can get where they need to be type of a thing. And then we start sessions at 9:30. We have 2 sessions every hour for about 45 minutes. And then we got a little break in between. That way no one's running behind kind of a thing. And then every hour we have 2 sessions, and you can go in and you can bookmark your sessions like that. And then it will show up on your own itinerary, just as it shows these 2 on here. So you can see, oh, what did I pick? Where did I want to go? Exactly. It's pretty amazing. So that's day 1. Day 2, we start off again with a let's get started Saturday, October 5th. And then we have our 2 sessions every hour again that we can go through. And then Damien closes us out at the end of the day on Saturday. So you want to make sure that you are there for that. Again, you've got your personal itinerary tab here for those 2 days, as well as you can check out the speakers. Now, this is pretty awesome. You can check out, like, Renrick's got his X profile on here, and you can see his X profile on here, which is pretty amazing. So you can connect with him on X. I have our YouTube channel for creative living ideas on here, so you can see that. Again, this event is live right now on here, so I would recommend that you follow Creative Living Ideas YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and all of these 2350 Effect events are all on here, so you won't miss a single one that we have on a Sunday night. You also can go to someone's LinkedIn profile, like Damien's. If you haven't connected with Damien, you can connect with him on here. And so you can go to anyone's LinkedIn profile on here, and you can see it. These are all of our amazing presenters. There's Dwight there. And we've got Lee here. We've got Paulette here, who was on tonight, and then everybody else that's been in here. So you can check them out and follow their social media handles. It's an incredible platform. It's Zoom events. So when you do purchase your ticket, you receive emails from Zoom events. And so you want to make sure that you are aware of that. All right. Again, there's tickets available for 2 days. You can buy a ticket for 1 day, or you can buy a ticket just for the morning session, hang out and have some coffee with us. So any of those will work. Hope you join us.
I like that. And the question is, why join the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit? It is put in a place where we try to get as many people from as many industries in one big pot in place. We try to get as much lived experience. We try to get people who are high IQ with, and especially passionate in their profession, to get them in one place in one spot. I know as a professional, I've been blessed to be in situations where I had professional development at a high level. I've been in situations when I didn't have professional development early in my career and when I first started out, and I was looking for it. And I've been in situations where I've been around people and I've known people who were looking for opportunities to figure out professional development, personal development, where to find interest, how to get motivated outside of work, inside of work, and look for the next level. And the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit is geared towards that. And that's the reason why it's a 2-day event. And we try to bring it to you virtually for the opportunity where you can get it from home. You could do it on a walk. You can listen in the car, and you can also knock on your supervisor's door, your company's door, and say, "Hey, can you pay for this? It's professional development. Here's an opportunity where I can get at least 16 hours in my queue checked off." And it's talking about so many things. Where else will you get someone who is a administrator in education, someone who has written 4 different books and is deeply in poetry and writing and spoken word, a nurse and a coach who's about health, wellness, and fitness. My career has been in nonprofit. Paulette on finance, taxes, and all those things in all one spot. Rimmer's a veteran and an actor. Last night we also had Tina, who's a nurse in healthcare. We also had last night, who else was on last? The other person was Mauricia, who was written a book and survived lupus, is on the board of the Lupus Foundation in Canada. She's in Canada. TC's in Africa. And you have all these people in one space, lending their expertise. Some of these people you see all the time on LinkedIn. Felipe is a top voice. He's in HR. He's in nonprofit and hospitality. Bianca's been in hospitality. I can keep going on and on. If you name the situation, you name the field, we have somebody is in there. Even if you, like somebody said, what about first responders? Rick was in the military. So we cover almost everything possible in it. So come out to the Professional Work-Life Balance Summit and get your ticket. Go knock on the door on Monday because the summit is on Friday, and go have the conversation with your HR, your training department, your supervisor, and say, give me a 1-day ticket, give me a 2-day ticket. You want employee retention, go in and get that. And
take the day off.
Yeah. Camille's streaming it with her team at work. Yeah. She works in a bank
too.
Jackie got it for her team as well. So
yeah,
great opportunity.
It really is great opportunity. It really is. I mean, where else can you find this many people in one space with all of this level of expertise? It's just incredible, And so, when we first started this, and when I first started, I kept meeting so many incredible people on LinkedIn. I was like, I feel like I'm keeping them a secret to myself. So why would I do that? I want to share this with the people in the world all the way around me. So super excited. Thank you everybody who is here tonight. It looks like, we've got Chris. Thank you, Chris Berryman, for being here. I've been on his show in the morning, Coffee with Chris in the morning. Such a fun, nice show. Nick, thank you so much for being here. I love the anthology that I'm hearing all about you writing about people leaving their legacy. Lisa Fevick, thank you for being here. And Paulette, thank you for still staying in the chat and sticking it out, my dear, as you've had some technical issues. And everybody else that is in here, Felipe, Jackie, Paulette, again, Leslie, thank you so much. Leslie Neidick, thank you for being here. I mean, just amazing support. Thank you so much on a Saturday night. We appreciate the support so much. All right. Well, I thought we'd have another question. And I had one, but I really want you to ask the wallet or the cell phone one, because I just have to. I know what's going to happen tonight, Damien.
Not going to happen. So the question is this. For one day, what would you rather lose, your wallet or your cell phone? So we've been going back and forth with this one. If you had to lose one of them for one day, which one would you rather lose? Would you rather lose your wallet or would you rather lose your cell phone?
I think I'll go first on this one. It has to be the wallet. Because the cell phone has the backup for everything the wallet has. You lose your credit cards, you lose your house keys, whatever you have on the wallet, you can just use the cell phone, and you either have backups, on the cloud, or you have access to your account, to your bank account, So definitely that wallet is gone. As a matter of fact, I don't think you have a wallet anymore. I have a billfold, with a couple of dollars in there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely losing the wallet.
Look at that. Dwight has more money than me. He has a couple dollars in his billfold. I never have money on me. My husband laughs all the time.
Dwight.
He's like, Tanya, you're going to get picked up for vagrancy. Put some money in your wallet. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen, honey. Forget about it.
What about you, Lee? Oh, sorry.
When and wallet, you just mean the thing that you has your cards and your money in? That's what you mean by wallet?
Whatever you have in your wallet.
Not your lipstick. No.
Whatever you have in your wallet.
Well, I'm trying to see what you're defining as a wallet, because there's purse and handbags, and they all mean different things in different parts of the country. So I don't know what wallet is, but if it's just for the day, whatever the definition is, and there's not that much in there anyway, then I'd rather lose that than my phone for sure, because everything's on my phone.
Tonight is my night, Damien. Tonight is my night. Look at the comment section.
I mean, you think of all your apps and all your connections and your banking and your peoples and on and on and on and on. Whereas most of the things except for my ID are replaceable.
That's in the wallet.
That's in the wallety thing. I think, well, I would call it purse, but I'm not sure.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. I was watching a video online, and it's kind of a sad story, but it was funny based on this conversation right now. A robber walked into a cell phone store, and he held it up at gunpoint. And so he began to rob, the cell phones, and he had the cashier lady open up the cash register, and he began taking out coins, and she was on the phone, and he grabbed the phone from her. And at that point, she started resisting and begging and crying, saying, "Not the phone, not the phone." And man, he had a gun. And she even grabbed his shoulder, his shirt, and was pulling him once he took her personal cell phone. And then he kind of relented, and he gave her back the cell phone. And she was like, take everything else. And she stood to the side, and he robbed the place blind, and he ran off. Surveillance camera footage. And yes, she didn't mind him robbing the place where she worked, but don't take my belongings. Don't take my cell phone.
This was
you got
my
like 7 people were saying wallet.
This was my night.
And I applaud you. It's one out of 7. That's a good ratio.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Good one tonight. I got Nick agreeing with me. Jackie and I finally have somebody on our team. Ernest, Chris. I mean, come up. Felipe. Paulette. I love it. Paulette. Dwight, Lee. All right. I built my team.
Yeah. I'm going with phone. I'm not going to the DMV. I don't have time to sit there all day. And if you've been in the New York, I know I'm in the District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia area. But if you've been in the New York DMV, there's no way in the world you will say wallet, no phone, wallet. There's no way.
Okay, the next
to be there 8 hours.
The virtual wellness experience, the conversation is going to be DMV or phone store. Which would you prefer to go into? They're both a long wait, so I don't know, right?
Phone is my business. That's a good one. I like that.
I love that, Paulette. My phone is my business. There you go.
Right.
Look,
right.
See, Nick knows. Yeah, but that's a good one. I'm glad that people it's always interesting to hear that one.
Paulette, I like her answer. You can pay somebody to go to the DMV. I love these. They're amazing. You guys are so awesome. So awesome. Well, then we should probably bring the other controversy up. Damien, we must. I mean, we have 2 nights left. We have to bring it up, y'all.
Okay. What's that?
Well, do you like candy corn or not? Candy corn with peanuts or not? Do you know what candy corn is? Lee's looking at me like, Tanya, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
She's like, no.
No, I know what they are. The Halloweenish candy, right?
Correct.
I'm actually wondering, why is this even a conversation? Because out of all the candies your grandma would have in church, the sweets that she would have in the bag to give to little kids, candy corn was the very last. If you gave a child candy corn, church service was over. You were not getting good behavior if you gave them candy corn. So I'm not sure. Candy corn deserves no respect, none whatsoever. I put that on the streets. Candy corn is not even a conversation. No. Why are we even doing this? Come on now.
See, with nuts in the fall. And we were talking about this. And I said, my kids always say when I put the bowl of candy corn with peanuts out, they know like fall has arrived, and you take a candy corn with some peanuts. It's Halloweenish. I don't know. Okay. I guess it's a no-go for this team. I mean, I got the wallet. I'm good.
I was going to say, that sounds like a niche market for you, Dr. Tanya.
It's not that it's my favorite, but I've had it, is my point. That's funny.
You
All right.
other redeemable qualities, so it's okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dwight. I appreciate the support. We talk about important things on here sometimes,
All right. So you want to ask this one about the summit?
Oh, yes. I'm like, what is the question? I got it. Without giving it away, tell everyone what you are presenting at the summit.
Without giving it away.
Without giving away the farm. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I'll go first because I have a big one. It's a promise. I promise that if you attend the summit, if you attend my module, I will show you how to be happy, how you can be happy.
I love that. All right. All right. Lee, how about you?
Well, all I'll say is that there are 6 of them and they're compelling. You should come listen.
Ah,
like
6
that.
and compelling. I like that as well.
There's more than 6, but I'm going to give 6.
Perfect. Perfect. And these two are pros at presenting, just so you know, like they are just engaging. And I think that's the thing that's amazing. I love all of the personalities of our presenters because they're all different. Everyone has their own method of presenting, their own personality. No one is really being compared to another. Even if you're in the same field, the presentations are different and people are going to gain a lot from both of them. So I think that is something that I'm going to say. I think we work pretty hard at working on finding some diversity amongst our presentations.
Speaking of that, working hard, as a professional, who inspired you to grow and be who you are now in your career? So who's like come across your life who has motivated you and inspired you to be where you're at? How about you, Dwight?
I was thinking, I try not to be egotistical in my answer by saying myself. So, and I'll tell you why. Because in all my positions, every single position I've been in, since working at Burger King, I was like 8 years old, to working for government, I was always the one at the forefront in terms of coming up with new projects. Like here's new ways of executing
Dwight, we kind of lost your audio. Your audio is kind of low. Did something unplug? Sorry. I know we were having a hard time hearing that. You might need to refresh.
How about you, Dr. Farron? While we wait for Dwight.
Sure. I would say, who inspired me the most? I went into education. And so I had some pretty amazing teachers that, really were kind and caring that I really wanted to emulate my career with. But it took me a while to figure out. I mean, I was 26 once I got my teaching degree. So I did not know right away what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. And I talked to a lot of parents about that it's okay to have some discovery. I mean, and even thinking about, your career path. So I had some great teachers, but I also had my mom. My mom always wanted to be a teacher. She never got her teaching degree, but she is a natural teacher. When you see those people who are just naturally, able to explain things, have patience. And so, she also really inspired me so much with that. So yeah, most definitely that. All right, Dwight, we got you back.
Oh, yes. I was receiving a phone call, so apparently it shifted the audio quality.
It's perfect now.
Excellent, excellent. I was going to say myself first, kind of egotistical, but now that you mentioned teachers, I think my work ethic and my command of the English language, my writing ability happened because not only my parents and my upbringing, but my English grammar teachers were very strict. We had folks who were Cambridge trained, Oxford trained, University of the West Indies. So they were very precise, but yet they made the English language enjoyable. So by the time I entered the workforce, I had this command and respect of understand how to communicate better, and that overflowed into all aspects of my work skill, from administrations to operations to logistics, always being able to communicate, give instructions, follow directives. And so I'm gonna give a shout out, thank you, Dr. Tanya, for that, to all my professors and high school teachers, that they put that ability to communicate on different levels to different people with respect and authority within me.
Nice.
I like that. And Paulette is in the audience. She says her 5th grade teacher. That was the first person in school in Nevada. So she is definitely participating, even though she's been having technical difficulties here. And shout out to her education system and Paulette's 5th grade teacher.
Shout out to them. Teachers are the best. Let me just say that real quick. Teachers are the best. That's a whole nother conversation. How much should teachers get paid? And if more pay would dilute the teaching pool, that's a whole nother conversation, but teachers are the best.
I think so too.
That. Lee, how about you?
A couple of answers, really. I think I've had really good coaches over recent years. That's been really, really helpful. But also, I think just a curiosity in myself that I've just kind of gone and looked, and almost like, there's something more, there's something else. And I've just always been curious, and I love to read. And so I think I've been seeking and looking and learning and being open to different possibilities. And I would say, so maybe self-inspired to some extent, like Dwight said. Now, it's not like it's about me, but I think you have to be kind of curious. And yes, teachers do rock. I pretty much remember probably all my teachers from all grades, all the way through.
Oh,
salute.
Damien, how about you?
There's been many people, but thinking about this question tonight, it's two people that popped in my head. One person is an overnight gentleman. His name was Dan. He has since moved on. He inspired me and made me understand early on in my career about social services. I was kind of, stuck in that mode of thinking that, people moving on from the workplace is, the turnover is a bad thing. Turnover is good because that creates opportunities for people to go into other paths and move up. So I've always adopted the mentality that when people leave, it's an opportunity for somebody else to move up. And I always coach and have those conversations with my team about what is your next steps to elevate. And I want people to continue to elevate. So when he told me that, he kind of changed everything for me, because he showed me, he was like, you know what, it's just an opportunity. Like, you work in social services, short staff is the norm. You have to learn to accept it, and it's an opportunity for somebody to move up somewhere else and move out, and it's also an opportunity for somebody else to shine and move up. And then the last person is a gentleman who passed away a couple of weeks ago. His name is Patrick. He was big in the community in Kentucky. I met him when I was working in New York. He showed me in the beginning of my work career where being comfortable and confident in what you're supposed to do and don't be hesitant is important. And he kind of showed me that, and it was great learning from him. He was the first person I've ever seen retire from social services in my career. So it
Yeah.
kind of made me understand that working in a nonprofit, like people can retire from it. We always look at it from people working in city and government jobs, but he was the first person I ever seen retire from a social service nonprofit job. So those things were inspiring to me as well.
That's incredible. It is true. And, I think sometimes we don't realize the impact that we have on other people, not necessarily even just us. I mean, us, but, as the career goes on and other people see things in you and they tell you that you don't always see in yourself. I remember a principal of mine who said when there was a coordinator position available, she said, "I see you in this role." And I was like, "You do?" Like, I didn't even know like this role was even there. What is the role, and when other people see things in you, it's really nice, when they say that, and that's inspiring as well. But I think we inspire people too, and we don't really realize it, as we've been in our careers for a longer period of time. There's other people that I'm sure we've all touched, like Damien was saying, really looking to help, guide your staff into the direction and field that they want to be. That's pretty amazing. It's a good leader, Damien. You're a good leader.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I was just commenting on your reply in the chat. So trying to multitask here.
He's a good multitasker. He is a very good multitasker. Exactly. Yeah, lots of great comments in here. People sharing about their teacher. Lisa Fevick is asking you, Dwight. She didn't realize you went to the University of the West Indies. Which campus? So you'll have to respond.
No, not myself. One of my professors went there. Yeah, Dr. Green was the name. But this was way back in the 90s, early 2000s, so she was one of my professors, but she went there. All of my professors, they have like distinguished backgrounds in different institutions. So they were able to impart some of that knowledge to me. I went to St. Thomas University, Biscayne College back in the day.
Nice. So, Dr. Farron, you want to close with a quote?
Yep.
All right.
You. All right. I'll go ahead and start. I guess you meant me, huh? Okay, I'll start. So I thought we've been talking about work-life balance. That is our summit that is coming up October 4th and 5th. It is next Friday and Saturday. And we will probably have next year's date ready for you as well, so that we have been already planning and working on the next one that's in March, which is the Virtual Wellness Summit, and then the Work-Life Balance Summit and everything else in between. So lots of things coming. But so I thought work-life balance would be a great something to look at for a quote. So balance is not something that you find. It is something that you create. And I think we have to remember that we have to be intentional on some of the decisions that we make in order to help us have a greater work and life balance. Whatever we want that ratio to be, we have to work at that. It's not just going to happen for you. Those of you in the audience, go ahead and drop your quote in. Tell me what your quote is. It can be anything. Dwight, you have one?
Yes, I'm actually heading now, so this is perfect. My quote is actually the title of my presentation. Your job is your business plan. And by that I mean that wherever you are in life right now, you have the skills you need to succeed. So you don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to wait for another course, so you don't have to get another badge in your certification. Wherever you are right now, you have what you need to succeed.
Absolutely. Thank you. I love that. Lee, what's your quote?
Let's see. I think I mentioned it earlier. I have many, but I'll say, speak life over yourself. Speak life over yourself. Many people speaking, but they're saying usually not so affirming things about themselves. So speak life over yourself.
I love that. That's very intentional as well, right? Nice. Nice, Nick. Continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. Yes, that as well. What do you want is moving toward you at the same velocity you are moving towards it. Thank you so much, Leslie. Damien, you want to close us out with your quote?
As always, the network is the cause, it's the effect. Do not let 10 minutes of a bad moment disrupt the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of your day. People get caught up in someone cutting them off in their car, an argument with someone, and those things usually last 10 minutes. And then when you ask them, hey, how was your day? They usually say their day was bad. And then when you reflect back, it's only 5 to 10 minutes. So don't let 10 minutes of a bad moment disrupt the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of your day. Live life to your optimum and do your best and be kind to people. So thank you so much. And we are back tomorrow with another 4 people. So here's who's coming up tomorrow. All right, so we have Leslie Flowers tomorrow, we have Joy tomorrow, we have Erica tomorrow, and we have Kimberly tomorrow, and you have myself and Dr. Farron tomorrow. And thank you so much, Lee, for being here, leading the charge, being part of Meet the Presenter Week, and being at the summit. It has been an honor and a pleasure having you, as always. Come by anytime you want to the 2350 Effect. And we will see you all tomorrow. Thanks to Dwight, and thank you, Paulette, for being in the chat and everybody who showed up. Good night. And watch the reel.